This show is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. You matter, you do, and you're awesome. Don't fight us on this one. Ask your friends. Visit betterhelp.com/allies and take care of number one.
Hello, and welcome to the Easy Allies podcast. I'm Daniel Bloodworth, your moderator for now, and I'm joined by Brad Ellis.
Hi.
Michael Huber.
General Hux.
And in the booth, Isla Hink.
General Grievous.
Grievous! Yeah.
We're here to discuss some of the biggest headlines in video games this week. Before we do that, we must answer for the mistakes we made in the last episode. Isla, begin corrections music, please.
Boop.
Brad.
Yes.
You asked if Pocket Fighter was in the Capcom Fighting Collection. Pocket Fighter is the same game
As Gem
as
Fighters?
Super Gem Fighter
Yeah.
Mini-Mix. They just changed the name for later versions, even though it was called Pocket Fighter on the PS1.
Okay, there you go.
Crazy.
The PlayStation VR 2 controllers do feature finger tracking,
Okay.
which was confirmed on the PlayStation blog last March. Finger tracking is achieved through the capacitive touch sensors. The ring around the controller actually is used to track your hand position overall.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So that's why it doesn't matter that the ring's further back.
That's neat.
Yeah. Dragon Age Inquisition came out in 2014.
14, don't like
not
that year.
2015.
Bad year for games.
Some other little reports that have been out there. It may still be on Frostbite. And it's taking so long because it's basically been rebooted twice.
Oh, God.
Originally, there was a single-player game. Then they were going to turn into a live service. Then Anthem failed, and so they scrapped it and restarted again as a single-player.
God, dude. Dragon Age is a live service game, dude.
Yikes.
My God.
I don't know how much that's confirmed, but it's been reported by.
Make the game you
Yeah.
want to make. Stop chasing the trends. Come on.
It's EA. What do you? Yeah. They're doing what they're told. And yeah, if you have a correction, please leave it in the YouTube comments on either version of the podcast. Start with the word correction, leave a timestamp so I know what you're talking about, and end corrections music.
Boop.
Before we get into big headlines, quick update. We were talking about Guardians of the Galaxy last week, underperforming against expectations.
Yeah.
It's coming to Game Pass, or it might
Yeah,
already
there
be
you
on
go.
Game Pass.
Second chance.
There you go.
There you go. Play it. If you got Game Pass, it's worth a play.
Play it. If you like it, tell your friends.
Yeah.
And
Spread the word.
give Eidos Montreal
Yeah.
a break.
Seriously. Oh my gosh.
First big crazy story of this week. Early on Sunday morning, Pokemon Direct happens. Nobody expected
Sunday
anything.
morning, yeah.
Most of this Direct is kind of nonsense. Is like, here's a Pokemon Unite update. Here's a Pokemon Masters EX update. Here's some other little things. And then at the end, we get this trailer with the live action security guard.
Yeah.
Goes into Game Freak's offices, which looks like Indiana Jones'
Yeah. I
office.
was thinking Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
Dude,
I thought it was going to be a show or something. This reality show.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this?
we start to see big open environments, very similar to Arceus, but very different as well
Yeah.
in terms of theme and
More
everything.
modern.
And eventually turns out to be brand new
New mainline Pokemon.
mainline Pokemon game.
Yeah.
Pokemon Scarlet, Pokemon Violet, coming late 2022.
That is
Crazy.
out of control.
Cranking these games out.
Yeah.
Yeah. As we said, there's fountains, there's plazas. It seems to be taking a lot of
Back of the box right there. bud.
inspiration from Spain.
Yeah.
Some people said there's spots in there very specifically Portugal. Other things
I've
that
been to
might
Portugal.
be Italy. So just
Cool.
kind of broader, a Mediterranean.
Yeah, that's
vibes.
cool.
It reminds me was it Forza Horizon 2 that kind of did that region? And then of course we've got the starters, which we will put up on screen this week. We've got Sprigatito, the
Little cat.
grass cat, capricious attention seeking. Fuecoco,
That guy's awesome.
Yeah.
the fire croc,
I want to feed it.
Yeah.
I want to drop things down its gullet.
laid back, does things at its
Donald.
own pace,
That pompadour.
and then Quaxley,
It's just Donald. Hell
earnest
yeah.
and tidy duckling Pokemon.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yo.
Those are good starters, honestly.
The one on the far right, no disrespect, looks like it's been the starter 4 times already.
Sprigatito?
The
Yeah.
grass one?
Yeah. The green one.
Yeah.
Well, was it
Looks
the-
like it's been a starter numerous
Wasn't there,
times.
like there's a fire
Yeah,
cat,
the
and a
grass,
lot-
yeah.
like Sword and Shield like that? Something?
There's the fire cat.
Don't correct us.
Yeah.
Just
But I think the leaf cat, maybe not so much, a grass cat.
yeah. I think
Those are
those are
solid.
those are good starters. I think.
Yeah.
Got to see the evolutions.
Oh yeah.
I want to see the middle one.
They're gonna get nasty. Man.
The
Big.
the big debate that I'm involved in with chat and with others is Fuecoco. I think that's an apple. Other people are saying it's like a jalapeno, like a hot red pepper. But
Yeah.
I'm like, the face looks like a slice.
It does look like an
taken out of
apple
an
slice,
apple.
but the only thing that goes against is it's a fire Pokemon, right?
It's a fire Pokemon,
That's-
yeah. And the shape of it's got like a little bit of that like point there.
yeah, the face blood really sells me on the apple, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna guess it's like a chili pepper thing just because it's fire.
I'm gonna laugh.
Stick to your guns though.
If there is a description that like alludes to both, it is somehow an apple and a pepper. There's an apple pepper. Isla says.
Oh my god.
Apparently, there's a thing called the apple pepper.
Solved.
Is it in
Aromatic,
Spain?
Juicy, sweet, meaty
Perfect.
pepper.
Perfect.
This says
Hungarian?
Hungary, so I don't
Yeah.
know.
Nice.
Wow.
It
But
looks
it's a thing, apple pepper.
it's maybe just my mood, but the vibe I'm getting is that this thing is going to be smiling as it eats you alive. The middle one is a menace.
We-
One of the
I didn't
grass
write-
Pokemon looks like it just wants to cuddle.
Right. I didn't write down the weights, but the Fuecoco is like twice as heavy as the other two.
Whoa.
It's a big boy.
Yeah,
Wow.
the blue bird looks like it just doesn't want to be bothered. Like, I'm never going to have a Pokemon trainer. Do not train me.
Independent.
Yeah. Starting name, there it is.
The thing around his neck, it looks like a shirt to me, and then it makes it look like he's buff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean the chili pepper guy's got a belt buckle. That's what it looks like to me.
right.
Good starters.
Yeah, those are good starters.
Good stuff.
That's a win for everybody.
Yeah.
If you have to choose one right now, before we find out
I'm
about
picking
evolutions or
the
anything,
duck just for now.
Duck is really good.
Just the idea of having like a duck Pokemon as my main is awesome to me.
The duck and the apple pepper.
Yeah,
That's a
those are
tough
the
one.
two for me for sure.
Isla.
I like grass Pokemon, but I don't like cats.
Right? Is it? Would you be allergic to grass cat?
Well, I'm not allergic to grass, but I'm very, very allergic to cats.
So maybe be half
So,
allergic.
I'd be half allergic. I don't know. I guess I'd pick the duck because of Donald Duck, and I love Donald Duck. And yeah.
That duck has attitude.
Yeah, I think I might
It's
be.
got a vibe.
I think I might be a
Confidence.
Fuecoco.
Yeah.
Fuecoco?
Yeah.
That's a great one. Yeah, I'm really curious what their evolutions are going to look like.
I'm looking at a cocoa bean. It's similar coloring to Fuecoco. Whoa.
I think Coco is a crocodile.
Red and orange.
That's pretty cool. Crocodile's pretty
Coco.
sweet.
Yeah.
I want the duck evolution to just be like super buff.
Jacked duck.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Machamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's literally just Donald Duck smoking a cigarette and then
It's so
Howard the
buff. It's
make
so,
good choices, kids.
It's so buff and it's jacked that it can't even fly anymore.
That'd be
'Cause he's too
awesome.
heavy.
That would be awesome. Yeah, those are good.
Okay, so but what about this timing? This is crazy.
Shocking.
Like
I know.
Diamond and Pearl just got an update.
Yeah.
Arceus, a lot of people haven't started yet.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you want
So
to
they're gonna have
play
like
either one of those
3
games?
big Pokemon games within like
Yeah.
a year span almost.
Basically.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Do we know how many teams Game Freak has?
How
is this
I don't think
possible?
they're that big.
How is this possible? I
It's
really
like they cut up a game in 2 or something. It's
Yeah.
like, how did they do this wizardry? Yeah. how
I'm
did
always on the edge of jumping into a Pokemon game, but I'm always reluctant and like,
Game Freak only has 127 employees.
how is this happening? How do they-
176, sorry. 167. Wow, I cannot say let numbers.
I just wonder if it's gonna be really similar gameplay wise to Arceus or whatever, like how you play that game, like moving around the map and dodging and stuff. I wonder what it'll be like.
I think that's something that we don't know a lot about yet. Is like whether the battle system is more traditional and more similar to Arceus. One thing that was pointed out is that there will be various towns blend seamlessly into the wilderness with no borders.
Looked great.
So I think that's something that with Arceus, like you basically like have a load in and out.
Oh, does it? Okay.
So it's interesting that they're like pretty much calling themselves out.
Yeah.
Like, hey, that thing that we couldn't do in this game that just came out, we're fixing it for the next
Yeah, I mean, that's nice. I wonder how this world will be to explore, actually. Like, if it'll be interesting. I didn't play Arceus, so I don't know, but it seems people are pretty high on it, so...
Yeah, there's been a lot of positive buzz on that.
Hopefully it just builds off that foundation. Makes it even better.
Totally. I think of some of my favorite series, I think of Resident Evil and just the amount of quality you get each year. You're getting games annually, but the quality drop isn't there. Then I think of like Assassin's Creed, something it's like, you get a new one and part of me is always like, yes, more of the thing I love. But then sometimes in the back of my mind, I'm like, shit, maybe you should take 1 or 2 years off and make each one like the best thing you've ever played. So it's really both sides of that are good, I think. It's either you get more of the thing you love or you wait longer and you get maybe a better product.
It seems like quantity is what they're going for more so in it is Pokemon,
but everyone loved Arceus so much, and it's like, hey, if you got something working that people are responding to and loving,
I just do wonder if that's because expectations are lower with Pokemon.
Good call, yeah.
And like just a small change can have a huge impact on it, because like that's all it took for me to be like semi-interested in Arceus. Like, oh, it's open world actually now.
Totally.
But it just depends how good the world is.
Yeah, I just wonder, like, even for a fan, if it just seems like so
question.
much, because it's like, Diamond and Pearl, like that was a remake, but like that was a full-size Pokemon thing.
Yeah.
And Arceus is like, okay, it's a quote-unquote spin-off, whatever, but it's also
still massive.
Huge, yeah.
It really feels like the third main game in a year, like Brad was saying, like 1 calendar year, 3 huge Pokemon games. It's very surprising.
Yeah, it is surprising, but hopefully it's good.
Maybe they're going for a new record, like the number 1 and 2, the top 2 selling games of the year.
Oh my gosh!
You get them on the beginning of the year, you get them at the end of the year.
This one has 2 versions, so people are gonna buy both.
Yes, yeah.
Right.
2 for 1.
Wait, there was Arceus and
this is Scarlet and Violet.
And the other one was Arceus.
There's just
There's
Arceus.
just Arceus.
So you could have the top 3. You could have Arceus, Scarlet, and Violet.
Yeah. In the same year?
And then GTA 5 remastered. So you got Pokemon GTA ruling bros.
I don't know. Yeah.
And then whatever the Call of Duty is. Yeah.
How are you feeling, Blood?
Yeah.
I don't really know your stance on Pokemon.
I have always wanted to get into it more than I can get into it. Like, even the ones I've grabbed, like, I tend to, like, get started and then get obsessed with finding everything and then get knocked out of it because I have to work on something, So, like, I'd be curious, like, if I didn't have those obligations, like, where I would end up being. But, yeah, I mean, the Arceus looks cool. This looks interesting, and, it's one thing, like, I really enjoyed the Pokemon Snap last year.
Right.
I put a lot of time into that.
So many games!
Cranking.
Yeah. They're just cranking out.
Yeah.
Cranking.
But now Nintendo has this, and they have Xenoblade Chronicles 3 both confirmed. Are they going to throw Zelda in there at the end of the year
Kirby
as well?
too, Blood.
Well, he means
but we're
end of
talking
the year.
about 3
because we assume Zelda would
massive
be end of
open
the
world
year.
games. Like,
I don't know. Zelda could easily get knocked out to the next year. Wouldn't surprise me.
right?
It's just tradition. That's the way it goes. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they're holding on to this game for 2 years for the next hardware thing, whatever they're gonna do.
One shocking thing about this announcement is, we always talk about, when do you announce a remaster? When do you release a remaster before a new one? Maybe you're going to take sales away. This situation, I was intrigued by Arceus because it's different this time around and the buzz is so popular. It feels like now with this announcement, though, I'm always talking about missing the boat and FOMO. This now feels like, okay, Arceus is done.
Right.
Why would I jump into Arceus when
extent.
this one is coming?
I think just for very, like, people on the fence like us, that's a reason. But for Pokemon fans, I don't think that matters at all. It doesn't matter.
Like
It'll
they already got
it
their
doesn't
Pokemon
matter
sales.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Pokemon will always succeed. That's just like the reality we live in.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just there's so much, like we were just talking about your Huber syndrome last night. It's like there's so much coming out
So
right now.
much I'm forgetting things.
Yeah. It's like, how can you, like, it feels like even as a Pokemon fan, like you've got to like pick your battles if you haven't played Arceus yet. Yeah.
What are you feeling, Isla? I know you dabble with Pokemon.
I dabble.
Did you play Arceus?
No, but I've seen my girlfriend Sophia has played she's I think beaten it now, but she's been playing a lot of it. So pre-Elden Ring, I was watching her play quite a lot of Pokemon. Now I'm on my TV and we set up another TV like sideways, so we're 90 degrees from each other and playing separate
Elden?
games. And she's Pokemon still,
Nice.
and I'm just paying attention to Elden Ring. But I'm not gonna play it, but it looked cool.
Nice.
Arceus.
Yeah. And I think there's been some back and forth debate about whether this game looks better or not. Like
It's really hard to tell right now.
Yeah.
It doesn't look great from what I've seen graphically. I mean, Pokemon always has a nice, charming art style, but it looks in line with Arceus from what I've seen.
Yeah, I've seen some people, say like, oh, this looks a lot better than Arceus, and other specific shots, like, oh, the texture's like really blurry.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to tell until you get out into the world actually and see more of it.
Yeah, see how it all runs.
I assume it's going to be in line with Arceus though, especially how fast they're pumping these games out.
Yeah.
And if they're trying to do more seamless loading, that could have an effect on it.
Yeah, for sure. Like how you deal with like all the villagers, and then Pokemon
all that popping in.
Because they showed Pokemon like even like on the wires and stuff inside of town.
Yeah.
So.
And like from what I saw, Arceus had pretty bad pop-ins, so I am curious.
Yeah.
Interesting, because Arceus only had one version. I wonder if because they had this in the back pocket that they were working on.
Yeah, I think that just has more to do with the kind of...
This is like the traditional
this is
Pokemon thing.
This is the new gen, right?
Yeah.
So,
Arceus was a spin-off thing.
That's right. It's like the prequel to...
Yeah, Pokemon's in the past. Or
the prequel. Right. You get sent back in
prequel
time.
Prequel to Diamond, right?
Just Pokemon.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. And then the colors...
Scarlet and Violet.
Your outfit colors change too.
Oh,
based
right,
on which one
depending on what you get.
Yeah.
Did they list the different Pokemon yet that you get from the versions?
No.
I'm always so out of the loop with that. I don't know how many are exclusive. Like 6? I think Red and Blue was like 6 or something, or 8. I don't know. I just wonder nowadays.
Yeah. So we'll have to learn a lot because they're gonna be introducing all kinds of new Pokemon. These are just the first 3.
So many. Yeah.
But like, what's a new gen? You like usually 80 to 100 new Pokemon. It's craziness.
I'm curious. Like, I want to check this out though. It's currently that's where I'm standing at. It's like I'm in so far. Depending what the year looks like at the end, who knows what's coming? But
good trailer.
Yeah.
Another thing announced this week, which is a little crazy. I've been doing some digging. Warren Spector.
Oh, good old.
He's working on a new immersive sim. So. This is with Other Side Entertainment, and which is a company he's been involved with the past few years. So if you're not familiar with Warren Spector, he was behind the original System Shock, the original
System Shock.
System Shock, yeah, sorry.
System Shock.
System Shock.
Very different game.
Yeah.
Before that, he worked on several Ultima games with other games in the 90s, and after that, he did Epic Mickey 1 and 2, which were very interesting ideas, but didn't really turn out gameplay.
And let's not forget, they wanted to sweep this one under the rug. Underworld Ascendant. He was only a consultant on that game.
Was that the one we played?
Yes.
Yeah, that was not
truly one of the worst games of it's like a 2 on Metacritic. Blood. This thing is brutal. He was just a consultant on that, but and then Epic Mickey 2 I thought was a downgrade from 1.
Yeah, I didn't really play 2.
Yeah, so his recent resume has not.
Did he
been
work on the Thief games?
Great.
I don't think that he did.
I don't really know.
No, I think it was another company that was associated with him, but I don't think
he needs a win. It's been a long time, right?
Yeah.
So here's a little quote from Warren himself. It feels great to be working with a talented team on a new title and a new IP. He's chief creative officer. By the way, fans of my work already know what to expect: an immersive world and engaging narrative that players will directly impact through their choices and play styles. We're still in early development and are looking forward to sharing more information soon. And the studio is hiring, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
Now you're talking about, like the warning signs and like
Right.
needs a win. So here's the rabbit hole I went down.
Okay.
System Shock 3 rabbit hole.
System Shock 3.
Don't even get me started on
Get
this.
me
Well, I'm going
started.
to
I wanna
get you
hear
in on
this.
all of
I
this. I'm
wanna
going to
hear
get
this.
everybody in on this. This is craziness.
I know.
So around 2015, Other Side got the rights to work on System Shock 3 from Night Dive Studios, who owns the IP right now. They're working on
Night Dive hype.
the remake, the remaster.
Their remasters are the best, and they're the new
they're
Blue
really
Point.
good.
Night Dive is the new Blue
What else did they do?
Turok.
Oh.
Were they on
Blue
Shadow
Point
Man?
is still Blue Point.
I know. But Blue Point is like, I feel like Blue Point's going to be doing their own thing, whereas like Night Dive has been remastering these super old games, like the Blue Point of old.
But even that, though, has been, it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
It's supposed to come out this year vaguely, but we don't know exactly when. So anyway, Night Dive gave the rights to Other Side. They got working on it. And there were previews. IGN previewed it back in 2019.
Wow.
Starbreeze was supposed to publish that game, but then Starbreeze ran into all these like financial and legal battles. And so then they gave the publishing rights back to Other Side to go get a publisher, right? And then in early 2020, reports came in that were kind of denied that the entire team had been laid off. And they were having hard times meeting expectations for people would expect a AAA, sequel kind of thing. And they had been experimenting with like new weird directions. So it's like, okay, even if it's small, like maybe if it's different enough,
Right.
that kind of thing. Then in May of 2020, they made this like quick announcement that they had handed the franchise over to Tencent, saying, as a smaller indie studio, it had been challenging for us to carry the project on our own. Didn't say much else until the next month, June, when they vaguely noted that they are still involved.
That was the last thing I heard.
And then that's it.
Oh, yeah, that's it?
That's it. They haven't said anything. Their Twitter account has barely said anything, but System Shock 3 imagery is still on the Twitter account. System Shock stuff is still on their website. But there's been no updates really until we're working on a new IP with Warren Spector.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So
That game's
And-
probably dead.
Yeah. I'm not holding my breath for any of this. This is one of those classic Huber situations where I choose to forget, Brad.
Yeah.
Putting this stuff out of my mind because there's so many things currently. Like, what is the point of even like scrounging for details about this?
Yeah.
So
I mean, it'd be
I'm
sick.
pretty pessimistic.
Yeah, of course. It'd
Yeah.
be sick to get a rad sim game again, especially from Warren Spector, a legend in that field. But, it's hard for me to get a lot of confidence right now.
Yeah. And System Shock's so great, obviously, like System Shock 2, one of the all-time greats, great villain, great atmosphere, can be tough for like people to maybe go back if they've never played it, kind of like the original Deus Ex.
Right.
It's definitely showing its age, but if you get into it, just an incredible game. But it's old now. So it'd be crazy to get a third one.
It's crazy, yeah.
yeah, well, that's the thing. Is like, does this mean that System Shock 3 at this point is dead? Does it mean that
It sounds dead, right?
that they're just not really working on it other than to like, we'll give you some ideas here and there to whatever team might be doing it?
So wait, you said Night Dive's working on the first one still?
They're working on the remaster.
The
They're not
remaster?
involved in 3 at all.
Because I get so muddled here. They remastered number 2, but they're remaking number 1 or something.
I think it's a remake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think because they might have already remastered,
Yeah.
but I think they're doing a remake now.
So because I was thinking if that actually comes out, Bloodworth, maybe that, depending on how that does, will be the fire that kind of gets 3 going.
Right. But it seems weird though because like Night Dive's not real. I mean, they own the IP, but otherwise they're not really invested in this whole System Shock 3 debacle.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like they've had any involvement. Don't know what the heck Tencent is supposed to be doing with it.
Yeah.
What?
Tencent's probably just like, yo, big legendary game name. Let's get a little piece of that. See what happens.
Well, they got tons of money, so
Yeah.
maybe.
Yes.
We're in the year of the IP race, the decade of the IP race, the
I'm just gonna
2020s.
Give it to Riot. Like, here you go, Riot. You're doing this now.
Yeah, so this is a remake that they're working on now.
Okay, so remake.
With updated mechanics, graphics, enemy AI, et cetera, et cetera.
That's what I thought.
Dang, I forgot that. I forgot that Night Dive redid
Blood, Shadow Man, Turok.
And Seventh Guest and 11th Hour, and
Maybe-
Tex Murphy did.
And like Doom maybe is what they're the best.
And Quake, Doom 64
They've
and Quake.
only been doing
They're
Yeah.
the peak. If you get your
Turok.
old game remastered, you want it to be
PC
nighttime.
games at least from them. Yeah, sure. Okay.
Spirits of Xanadu,
so-
whatever that is.
So this is their most ambitious thing, or was,
Like a big
whatever it is.
System Shock remake. That's high budget. That's
Yeah.
huge. Yeah.
But
And one I'm like so unfamiliar with, like 2 came out. I was so young. I played 2 to death, but 1 is kind of a blind spot for me.
yeah. Well, you also played a lot of Deus Ex, and so that's the question I have. Like now, like immersive sims has become more of a genre.
Mm-hmm.
What is there still you think to learn from Deus Ex? What do you think that Spector could bring with a new game? In 5 or 6 years, whenever this thing finishes, if it finishes.
Refinement. Just the promise of like just getting deeper and deeper and deeper with choices and consequences, and more nuanced and more sprawling. I was thinking of Horizon Forbidden West and how many like side quests there are, but also that it's not reinventing anything. It's just kind of refining. But it would be so nice if like every single one of those had a consequence or a payoff. Like, because you did this for this person is going to remember. Like, making that web just unimaginable with how everything connects. That to me is,
Well, I remember
the Avatar 2 of video games. Like, let's go. Let's get there.
I remember that was one of Ben's criticisms of Dying Light 2.
Yeah.
That, like you have these factions and they make a big deal about how much your choices matter, and then he could just like walk into this enemy faction's base and then start doing quests for them, even though he'd been killing their guys.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, totally. So just make all that stuff just,
Matter more?
Yeah,
Yeah.
even to the 10th degree. New immersive sim coming this year, or this month, Weird West.
Oh, yeah?
Right, yeah.
A little isometric immersive sim, so the genre's still kicking.
Yeah, I guess that's a question too, because they backed out of System Shock 3 because they said they were too small. Do you think it would maybe not even be like a first person kind of game? Do you think they'd go in a different direction?
That's interesting.
Gotta go first person. Gotta do
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I think
all
they would
about
have
the
to.
atmosphere.
Do you think it'll still be like future cyber kind of stuff? Yeah.
Got to. Don't mess with
Yeah.
the vibes.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
I wonder just like the visual presentation of it, if it'll just be like more chill, not super high tech or anything, like not visually as impressive maybe some people would want.
Yeah.
Just a little smaller scale with the budget,
Totally.
which I mean,
Dead
still
Space is
fun.
Dead Space is popping into my mind, but that looks so high budget.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Lighting,
That's gonna be more high
stuff,
budget,
like-
of course. Yeah,
So
I don't know. Sounds messy.
Yeah,
whole
it's
thing.
been a messy
Yeah.
road, but it's hard too, because it's like, how much is this, on them as developers, and
Yeah,
how is it
who
because
knows?
that publisher, relationship just fell apart, and it's like,
Just
well,
don't-
we need somebody else to,
Yeah, definitely.
back this, and they didn't get somebody else, and so now they're basically starting over. Like, we're gonna have a new IP. We're gonna like take all of those shackles of expectations off of it. The only expectations we've got now are War and Spector fans,
Right.
But it's still a lot.
I'm gonna like hide a Christmas present and forget about it. Forget about it. So maybe one day you find it, and Warren Spector's like, "Yo, System Shock 3, let's go!" It's like, "Wow!"
Yeah, I think it's the best mindset to have.
Yeah, don't hold your breath for
It's
this.
just gonna, high chance it won't happen, but if it does, cool.
Yeah.
Out of the shadows, Amazon Luna
Oh, right.
has come out
Right.
of early access this week. So it's a full product now.
Okay.
That anyone
Eligible to be reviewed.
because before you could only you had to get like an invite to
Okay.
access Luna. It's only in North America right now, so still kind of limited reach. But it's out there. They've added new channels and stuff, and they've put in some new features as well. So now you can apparently you can stream straight to Twitch from Luna,
Sure, that makes sense.
I guess you probably like create an overlay or something like that, put your camera feed in there, and then
clean.
It just handles all of it, links to your Twitch channel.
Nice.
I haven't seen anyone do it yet, so I'm not sure what that looks like, but so that's good. And then apparently you can use your phone as a controller for games that are simple enough to do that.
Cool.
And then they have their dedicated controller, which has been out for a bit. They've got it on sale right now for $50 instead of $70. And it's available to do cloud gaming on Windows PC, Mac, Fire TV, Fire tablets, Chromebook, iPhone, iPad, and Android phones.
Interesting.
Now, the big difference here, I think, with Luna is their channel structure. And I'm going to walk you through how this craziness works.
Here we go.
So
walk us through this.
Yeah. So with Stadia, right? They're trying to sell you whole games, right? It's buy your game again on Stadia, or buy it on Stadia instead of buying it on PC or console or whatever. What Luna is doing is this sort of you give them a subscription fee to a channel. And so right now they have 6 channels, really 5 channels and a bonus, but we'll get into that. So the main channel, the Luna Plus channel, $5.99 a month. It's got the most things in it. It's got Sonic Mania, it's got RE7, it's got Control, it's got Dirt Rally 2, Yakuza 0.
Great ones.
No More Heroes 2, the Castlevania collection. And then after that, it starts to become more and more indie, focus. There's some other things in there, Metro, which kind of ends up on everything. Then there's the Family channel.
Okay.
Which is $2.99 a month. It's about half price, right? It's got SpongeBob, it's got Skatebird, it's got Snake Pass, Overcooked, Race the Sun. But here's the weird thing. Overcooked is on the Family channel. Overcooked 2 is on the main channel. And so, the way they're splitting games up is
weird.
Strange. You should have a main channel. It's just just give me, everything you can.
Yeah.
Right? Then there's the Retro channel, which is $4.99. That's got a bunch of really great, Ben was excited about, the SNK games they've got on there. Because they got Metal Slug 3, they've got Garou, they've got Samurai Showdown 5.
Whoa, what?
Street Fighter 2, the Capcom Arcade Collection, Joe and Mac, Blood Rage, Shadow Man is in there, Dragon's Lair is in there.
Is this $3 also?
This is a $5 a month for the Retro channel.
Okay.
But here's the funny thing.
Okay.
They bloated out the Retro channel because all of the individual games under the Capcom Arcade Collection, they made them into individual boxes, even though you could just
get them all into one box.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
And then there's the Ubisoft Plus channel.
Oh boy.
Now this has been there since early access. It's not new. So this is big money. It's a $17.99.
Whoa!
But it's all of the Ubisoft stuff. Valhalla is in there, Far Cry 6 is in there, Riders Republic. I don't know about every game they've ever had, but there's a lot of games.
A lot of games, okay.
There's 38 games in there. Watch Dogs 2 is in there.
Sorry. Question. Is this the Ubisoft has their own subscription thing, don't they?
I think it might be tied to this.
Okay.
Yeah. So and then the last 2, there's a Jackbox channel. $5 a month just to play Jackbox games.
Okay. Okay.
And then there is a free Prime channel.
Okay.
Which is kind of
Makes
sense.
A
demo of the service, I would say, because I looked at it. Right, it has a rotating list of games. The games that are on the Prime channel are in various other channels, and there's only 4 right now that you get access to with Prime. And so there's Devil May Cry 5, Fogs. Remember that game, that co-op game, Fogs, with
the two-headed dog one?
Oh, yes, I do.
Flashback, which is under the Retro channel, and Observer.
Okay.
And then in next week, for 1 week only, Immortals Phoenix Rising will be on the Prime channel.
Oh, for a week? Okay.
And then in April, they're going to have King of Fighters 98, Amnesia Rebirth, Mortal Shell, and a game called Tracks that I'm not familiar with at all. So, all of that said, what do you think about this? Do you think it's
there's you pay for the channels separately? That's super
Yes, you subscribe
weird.
To a channel to play.
I mean, I'm gonna stay the hell away from this.
Yeah, this is not for me. I'm staying away from this. I want no part of this. It just freaks me out. We're nickel and diamond here. They're trying to get you on as many of these $5 here, $5 there a month subscriptions. That's the name of the game these days. That's what everybody wants. That's the dream for every corporation, I feel like. Get you subbed, you're not going to remember, and we got you.
Does this work exactly like Stadia, how you play the games?
Pretty much.
Okay, you can't like download it though, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a cloud service.
Yeah. Not really into that.
Or like xCloud.
Games like coming and going too gives me anxiety, you know? Just like I would feel a weird need to play a game that maybe is going away versus one that is not going away that I want to play more. Like, I don't know.
There's definitely some value out of this if you don't mind playing online, I guess. You know, you could play all those. You could pay. I'm sorry. How much was the Ubisoft channel?
$18.
Ubisoft is $18 a month.
I did the math. Assuming every game of the 38 was $60, which obviously they're not all $60, but it would take you about 126 months to meet what you would have spent on all the games.
That's 10 and a half years.
Yeah. So it's not a terrible deal.
Yeah, I wonder.
If you're going to play all those, for sure. And a lot of those, like Watch Dogs 2, you could probably find for like $5 now to buy.
That's true.
You know, a lot like Immortals
Ubisoft
Phoenix
does
Rising
put their stuff on sale real quick.
That's true.
So cheap. And it just things like this, like even Game Pass, it's for people that like to dabble and play a lot of different games a little bit, which is not my style. You know, I like to commit to a game all the way through. So just this like Game Pass and stuff, it's just not like I like to get my one game and sit on that one game for as long as I want to. I don't want anyone telling me how long I have to be able to play it. Like I just
I guess you could just look at it as like I'm renting these games for a month. I guess there's some cool like retro games on there. Yeah, everything on here is like old though.
Even the Capcom bundle that's on like PS3, like you can play so many of those.
Yeah, none of this stuff is exclusive. They're not trying to do exclusives. It doesn't seem like.
Yeah,
I mean it's an alternative, but I feel like it'll inevitably suffer the same fate as Stadia. It seems like. I mean,
you think?
I mean, it's they're not asking you to buy it
right
off the bat, but I just don't know if we're there yet necessarily with streaming still only, and it's like. It's not one of the big three doing this, so I don't know. Like, honestly, I don't even know how many people know about Luna.
Yeah.
Right.
If they're okay with it, just
that's why I
being
said
really
out of the
slow
shadows
burn.
because it's.
I feel like I've been hearing this name for like 10 years too, right?
And they don't
Luna?
have studios like Google had or anything.
Well, they have Amazon, you know. Lost Ark and all
I mean,
that,
they got New World, and they published Lost Ark, so I guess that's good for them. But yeah, I don't know. Like, if you're okay with playing older games, you're just curious.
Yeah.
Like, sure, it's fine.
Absolutely.
It's not going to appeal to me at all, but maybe to someone.
Yeah.
Like, are you going to try it?
Well, I got the invite, but it was like really early in the pandemic when like internet was really bad and flaky, and so I was like, I was trying to use it. It was just unplayable at the time, with my internet connection. Yeah. But that's why I think the Prime thing is cool because you can try it out.
Yeah, that's true.
Like you can get in there and try it out a lot easier. With like actually interesting games.
Yeah, that's true.
But like you're saying, like for that in particular, like those games aren't lasting very long. You know, like a week with Immortals Phoenix Rising is like a demo. Pretty much. Yeah. You're either
it's a big game.
Checking that game out to buy it later, or I don't know. Like I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not enough time for that game.
No thanks for me.
I think overall, I think the big thing to me is everything under those family and retro things needs to go into the main as well. Like I understand like having them separate in a way to where like, if you want to spend less and you just want a specific set of games, then spend less. But like the Luna Plus $6 tier should be like basically your ultimate bundle. Like you don't have to worry about, there's something that's not in here.
Yeah, like asking people to subscribe to something and pay more for another thing on an already unusual kind of way you play games could be a lot for some people.
Yeah.
Like if I hopped into let's say I subscribe to a movie thing, then they're like, you got to subscribe more for these movies. I'm like, no, right. I'm good. I'm fine.
Right, and I understand. I sort of get like the Ubisoft and Jackbox things. It's like now, like Luna is basically just like offering their service. Yeah, right. You're not really. Yeah. You're not really playing it on Luna necessarily, except Luna's the engine running the Ubisoft plan.
I think they just have strong competition. They're already going against, they're going against Game Pass already, and they're going to go against whatever Sony's Spartacus thing is. Nintendo's got their own subscription. It's like, man, how many are you going to commit to?
So many.
And some of these games are great you're telling me about, but it'd be hard for me to recommend these games over just saying, hey, just get Game Pass. You can play new games also, and great old ones.
Yeah.
Pretty overwhelmed with subscriptions because I watch a lot of TV as well, so it's getting a little out of hand. Would you rather be able to have a streaming service like this, but you were able to pick and choose? Like, what if you had a certain amount of rentals?
Oh, sure.
Let me pick a couple games that I want. What if I just want to
2 or 3 a month?
Like, instead of giving me 50 old ass games that I'm never gonna play or play for a minute, let me pick 3. Let me just pick the 3 games I want to play.
Yeah, it's like I'm not gonna pay for this. I'm not gonna pay $18 to play Assassin's Creed Rogue or something.
I know, yeah, is Rogue on there? I bet it is.
I bet it is.
Yeah,
it feels like. I mean, I know that Syndicate is in there. I saw that.
Yeah,
I don't remember if I saw Rogue or not.
Yeah, I'd just say buy them for $10 or whatever. You can play them whenever the hell you want.
But yeah, in comparison to Stadia, though, do you think it'll suffer the same fate, or do you think it'll actually last longer because they're doing it differently?
I think it's just the idea of on Stadia of buying the game separately while having to stream it was very annoying to me. I guess people are used to streaming things now on subscription services. It's pretty common, so it's more in line with that. I guess I could see it maybe lasting longer, but it just depends on their expectations with this. Right. It doesn't seem like they're going as hard in as Google did,
Yeah, I don't feel like if we didn't have this podcast, I don't know if any of us would even know what the heck Luna is.
No. Yeah,
right?
Yeah, no idea.
It's such a weird, I don't know if Catch-22 is right, but it's these are only appealing if they have, an insanely huge library of games, but they won't get an insanely huge library of games until the service is proven successful, which means they can't get the publishers to put a bunch of games in it until everyone uses it, but no one's going to use it until it has a lot of games. So, they're dead on the vine, I feel like.
Yeah.
You're not going to get, huge, first-party games on this either. It's always going to be, third parties. Maybe if you had, Mario on here, some people would be more interested in or something like that, but it's always going to be, Ubisoft's always there doing something like that. So it's just going to be those kind of games.
That's the thing is I always feel like these are you're either getting you're not getting the brand new game, maybe Game Pass you do. Of course, that's why Game Pass is the best. Incredible value.
Right.
But it's I feel like you're not getting the brand new games and you're not getting the old hard to find retro games. We're just stuck with this middle of the road Assassin's Creed Rogue. That didn't mean to rhyme there. But it's I don't want a 4-year-old video game. Give me. That's why Nintendo Online has I get so frustrated because they have the potential to just release online these old classics, one-of-a-kind classics, hard to find. And now we're just getting Luna with these weird and Stadia 2 felt hey,
there's nothing good enough there for me to dive into this.
Yeah, there's
nothing.
no big draw.
I think the Ubisoft stuff is coming day and date, but again, it's that's twice as much as Game Pass, pretty much. So.
Yeah, exactly.
And then some of the other stuff, it's a question of how long it's been there, right? Because this has been in early access, so it'll be interesting to see when they add games what the release schedule.
There's no
would
Square
be like.
on this. No Square Enix.
I don't think I saw any Square.
I wonder if they were they learned from Stadia and they're nah, we're good.
Square. What did Square have on
Stadia?
Stadia?
They had 15 on there.
Oh,
pretty sure they had that.
Interesting.
Right off the bat.
But they got Sega and Konami and Capcom.
Konami.
And the Codemasters games.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's all just old Capcom stuff, though, isn't it? Like you said. There's nothing. Oh, Devil May Cry 5.
Resident Evil 7 was in there.
7.
Devil May Cry
so
5 is in
games
there.
from 5 years ago.
Yeah, that weird.
3-4 years ago. Okay. I mean, Devil May Cry 5 is good, but it's not even special edition, right? I think it's just Devil May Cry 5.
I don't know for sure. Which version it could be.
It's probably just DMC 5. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, best of luck.
Luna. We'll revisit that at the end of the year, bud. We'll see how it's doing, huh?
I don't know if we'll know how numbers. It's doing because then that goes back to what I was saying in terms of like comparing to Stadia, because I feel like Stadia is on this like downward spiral towards like the developers are trying to keep it alive, and Google is ready to just like pull out its first opportunity they can. But whereas with Luna, like it doesn't feel like Amazon is expecting the world.
Right.
It doesn't feel like they're trying to change everything. It's like we're just going to put this out there and, see how it goes from here and just kind of let it grow naturally, or just be another like Prime benefit on the side kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, we'll see. And now, a word from our sponsors.
Today's episode is sponsored by Honey, the easy way to save when shopping on your iPhone or computer. Do you like online shopping? Do you know how good it feels when you have a promo code to put in the little promo code box? It feels great. Thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. So imagine you're shopping on one of your favorite sites. When you check out, the Honey button appears, and all you have to do is click Apply Coupons. You wait for a couple of seconds as Honey searches for coupons it can find for that site. If Honey finds a working coupon, you'll watch the prices drop. I use Honey, and it's phenomenal. I know it saved me probably like $150 on bras, personally. But it works on a lot of sites, and even sites that it doesn't work on. There's like a Honey Gold Cash, whatever. I don't forget what it's called, but it's cool. So you're like gaining points even when sometimes it like whiffs, which is rare. But I love Honey, and it's free. So like there's kind of no reason not to do it. And it doesn't like slow things down or bulk stuff up or whatever. It doesn't make your browser heavy. It's really, really, really easy. Honey doesn't just work on desktop, it works on iPhone too. Just activate it on Safari on your phone and save on the go. Put it on Android. I wanna save on my phone. Anytime I buy something on my phone and I don't have Honey because I have an Android, I'm always like, darn it, I'm missing out. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this show. I'd never recommend something I don't use, which is true. I use Honey. Get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/allies. That's joinhoney.com/allies. ALLIES. You probably know how to spell that. You're on our channel. Honey is spelled the traditional way. Joinhoney.com/allies to get Honey for free. If saving more and spending less is one of your top goals for 2022, why are you still paying insane amounts of money every month for wireless? Switching to Mint Mobile is the easiest way to save this year. As the first company to sell premium wireless service online only, Mint Mobile lets you maximize your savings with plans starting at just $15 a month. Man, I am like grandmothered into an old plan on my mobile phone thing. I wonder how much I'm overpaying. It's probably crazy. For people looking for extra savings this year, Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. By going online only and eliminating traditional costs of retail, Mint Mobile passes significant savings on to you. All plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone number along with all your existing contacts. With Mint Mobile, choose the amount of monthly data that's right for you and stop paying for data that you never use. Switch to Mint Mobile and get premium wireless service starting at just $15 a month. I'm paying like $150 for my phone. I should look into this actually. I wonder how much data I use. I've got no idea. I should look at like a data tracking thing. It's probably more than I realize. Especially because I'm downloading all of our social videos and then uploading all of our social videos like every day. So yeah, it's probably a lot. Whatever. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/allies. That's mintmobile.com/allies. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/allies.
And if you are a patron of Easy Allies, thank you. All right, I got a random one.
Oh, okay.
Out of nowhere, Epic Games bought Bandcamp.
Woo!
Yeah. Super random.
I love Bandcamp.
I also love Bandcamp.
Like any time, like this is my first place when it comes to like going for a video game soundtrack. Is like, are they on Bandcamp? Is that composer on Bandcamp? Because you can sample. You can a lot of times they can choose like how much of the soundtrack to like let you listen to for free streaming, and you can listen there. And then when you buy at checkout, like it's kind of like a choose your own rate. It's like there's a minimum. There's like $5, but if you're like, dude, $5, this is worth more than $5. There's like 30 tracks here, or $8, $10, whatever. You fill in the number you want to fill in.
Oh, okay.
And then you can download. You get access to it then to like stream from your app or whatever. But then you can also download in like all these different formats, like the crazy high-end audio file formats and all that kind of thing.
Oh, sweet.
So there's a lot of different things there, but it's just like. Epic Games, what are you doing?
They bought Harmonix, now they're buying Bandcamp.
This is huge. No, this is huge. And one word, Fortnite. Music in Fortnite has been such a thing in these last couple of years.
Think of that.
It's been out of control with the live concerts and the creative mode and having concerts in there. Like the amount of music in that game now, real world and Fortnite world, is just scratching the surface. I think they're just getting started with what they're going to do with music. Like, we have not even seen the beginning of this.
Dude, Hubert, that's such a good idea. Like, I didn't even think about that at all. Yeah. Like,
but those are usually like the mega star type.
Yeah. They've had some
deals
smaller ones
that they're going on. Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I could imagine, because they have those little venues in the game. Like, I can imagine they have, like, a band playing, like, and, like, modeling people after, like, popular but smaller Bandcamp artists. That would be super cool.
Yeah. They're gonna try to do metaverse stuff. You're gonna go in a lobby.
Yeah.
It's like
music is a huge part of Fortnite's life, so I feel like this makes a lot of sense.
It could be cool in a way if there's like essentially a merch booth at the concert that you could go up to. And it's like, you can buy this album, or you can buy a poster or T-shirt or something.
I wouldn't
like
put it past Fortnite to do something like that, Bloodworth. That's smart.
Buying people's albums with V-Bucks, dude? Like,
right?
That's a whole new avenue.
Yeah. Wow. Buy this album, get some exclusive skin.
There's all sorts of shit that you could do.
Jeez.
Bandcamp is super chill, too. I've got all my music on there, too. And, like, they do, like, royalty-free, I don't know, they call it something, but, like, royalty-free Fridays where they, like,
oh, sure,
they'll drop their cut for a day, and like the artists just get 100%. And their split's already really good. I think maybe that's why philosophically them and Epic liked each other. But yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of options too for people to do like giveaways and crazy sales and stuff too, right? Yeah. Because I've seen, I want to say Austin Wintery or somebody will like they'll just here's the whole everything. Here's a price just to buy everything at once.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Bandcamp is sick, dude. I love Bandcamp.
So from their statement, they said that operations are supposedly staying the same. Epic is just going to help them expand features and go more to international markets.
Yeah, sure.
Which, that
they
could be really
cash,
cool. Yeah. To get the legal worked out so that they can have, more, J-pop, K-pop, whatever else out there. And that they have passed on other companies' offers before. Because, again, they just didn't feel like they lined up with, what they wanted to do. On Epic's side of things, they're saying they're looking for them to help with the creator marketplace. And the quote was, Bandcamp will play an important role in Epic's vision to build a creator marketplace ecosystem for content, technology, games, art, music, and more.
Oh, I didn't even think about Unreals, too. Like, they're going to make deals with this to get music into other games, too, and, like, put stuff on the marketplace. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Bandcamp shows up on the Epic Games marketplace, like, eventually. Yeah, man, this makes more sense. The more I think about it, the more this makes sense.
Deals are being made.
Because one of the most annoying things is licensed music as a streamer. Like, we're in the streaming age of video games. Like, it's such a big market, but music gets people in trouble on YouTube or Twitch or whatever. And, like, Fortnite has the option to, like, mute licensed music.
But there's
a
lot in the game.
But there's a lot, and it's like, yo, if there's some big event, like your audience wants to hear that music. So if this is leading towards like somehow getting a lot of that music licensed so we could stream it and do that safely without getting repercussions, that'd be awesome. Do you think that Bandcamp would help that, or is that separate?
I don't know, but they could, again, they've got, the legal team to like really, fight and do different things in new directions. The one thing that's interesting to me about this is, they're talking about all kinds of other things other than just music that Bandcamp handles right now. So I do wonder if they're looking at their model and being like, okay, how can we apply this to other stuff? Like if players make skins, if players make, like maps and things like that, to where okay, now like you can pay Isla or Dawn for their map.
Yeah.
Creator
code has that in Fortnite.
Name your price for that kind of thing. Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah. Shit.
I made my camera look better. A little yellow, but whatever.
I do wonder, there's been some speculation out there that this might be part of their fight with Apple.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Because right now, you can't actually buy stuff on Bandcamp from your phone. Like you have to like go on a browser.
Really?
That was the first thing I thought of too, is like better listening and buying and stuff on your phone.
Yeah.
From Bandcamp.
Yeah, because from the app, you just access either stuff that's freely streaming or you access your library, but you can't do the purchases in the app. I've seen sort of mixed reactions from composers and other people on Bandcamp for this. Like some people are like very,
Yeah, there's an uncertainty that comes with it, especially if you like how things are right now.
Yeah.
There's always that fear that things can change.
Yeah, I think there's that indie mentality that Bandcamp just sold out.
That was the thing that made me worry, like right when I heard this. And I read the owner, director, whatever of Bandcamp's letter about it, and he was like, everything's going to stay the same. We're going to keep operationally, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, yeah, everybody says that. Like, is this real? Or we'll find out, I guess. I hope, because that is one of the things I like about Bandcamp the most, is like that it's an indie label basically that you can run yourself. Like, hopefully it stays the same.
Yeah, you're right. Hopefully you're right. Dang.
The one thing I did see pointed out though is that they did have venture capital involved, and what people were basically, just random people on Twitter I was reading were that they were saying that if you have a venture capitalist involved, like their goal at some point is to not be invested in you anymore. So like at some point you either have to go public or you have to sell to somebody so that they can get their cut.
Yeah.
And then go spend money somewhere else and try again, So,
yeah.
So I think it's a question of like, okay, is Epic like the best option for what they're doing?
Yeah.
One of the other things that people are concerned about is how much Tencent has invested in Epic.
Right.
So far I feel like Tencent hasn't really like pushed Epic to do anything.
Right.
Like Epic still seems like they're running the show.
Yeah.
And they have been doing, they've been using that Fortnite money to do a lot of interesting things, and kind of support like more independent developers. These partnerships that they've made with like the eco developers and Remedy and all of this.
And they got all those
it's interesting.
Square Enix ones too, where they're like Money Hat and Square to keep it on theirs only, like at the Epic Games Store. I don't know.
So that's the thing, is like in terms of somebody picking them up and like is Epic going to be the one that's actually that's what they're saying. They're talking about aligning values and aligning what they want to do. And maybe Epic will actually let them keep doing what they've been doing and take those lessons into their own systems. Any other thoughts, Isla? I know, since you use it on both sides.
I said mostly what I was thinking, but I just hope that no one who like hasn't heard of this notices a change at all, right? Mm-hmm. Like that would be great for a Bandcamp, from the Bandcamp side. Like, the site just works better. Oh, they have a phone app that I can listen to music better, like play stuff better, you know, because like you can go to it on a browser on your phone, but it's clunky as hell, and it's like, yeah. So I hope that it just feels like they're getting better, and then I think the integrations with Epic could be really good. Like I think that Bandcamp, if they keep artists and like artists making money front of mind, then this will be good because Epic has all the money in the world.
Right.
And like if they can find a way to monetize this and get more creators in front of more people, that's great. So, yeah.
And I don't know, I don't want to like overstate the importance of Bandcamp, but I do feel like in terms of artists, it's probably the best place to be, right? Because Spotify just rips everybody off.
Yeah, like streaming, you have to get like, you know, billions of listens to get money, basically, like, you know, whatever, I don't know the numbers, but it's a lot. And this is like, yeah, you can charge $5. I think 7 is what they say is like the best middle ground for an album on Bandcamp.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of 7s, $5,
$7, people will pay it.
Well, but Bandcamp themselves are like, we know we have the back end math, do 7. It's probably your best bet of like getting the most, and then like if people want to pay more, they can pay more. So it's like, yeah, I have the easy update music on there now. I'm working on an album that'll go on there once that's done. Hopefully that makes money, you know, actual money. But like
billion views.
Yeah, please go to my Bandcamp and give me 1 billion listens. That would be incredible. But yeah, like it's you make more money on Bandcamp than, you know, somebody at my level. Like if you're Dua Lipa, like whatever, you're making money touring and all that too. But yeah.
Right. Yeah, well, that's the other thing too. Like, I'm guessing it's probably pretty hard to get on something like Apple Music, right? It's like
I'm not
even if you make money from a direct download, that's you probably just can't be just anybody.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Apple Music specifically, but like someone like you or I could use DistroKid or any. There are a few competitors like that where it's like, you know, $20 a year, I think DistroKid is, and it'll put you on Spotify. It'll put you on a bunch of like YouTube Music and stuff. I don't know if iTunes, Apple Music, whatever is part of that. I assume it is, but yeah, because basically you have to have a label to go onto those, and DistroKid is like your label. And
Got it.
Like effectively for $20 a year. So yeah.
Interesting. All right, we got a quickie, but the panelists we got to talk about it. Resident Evil 2, 3, and 7 getting their new generation upgrades.
For free. Unlike a lot of studios out there.
Yeah.
It's kind of 50-50, I feel like. Some do free, some do paid. Free.
The Sony tax, dude, $10.
So hype. Holy shit.
They're including ray tracing, high frame rates, 3D audio, and then DualSense haptic support.
Excellent.
Hell yeah. I mean, the dream is that maybe they'll add some new content, but not expected.
Don't expect.
Not needed, not required, not expected. It's fine if you don't, but there's always a little bit of hope for that. But
do you think that Resident Evil 3 could get something? That's been the one.
I mean, I was actually talking to Brad about this. Mm-hmm. I think now is the time to release Reverse with this update because you just kind of throw it in.
Right.
Remember, it was promised to people who bought Remake 3. It was a promise. You buy the game, you get Reverse.
Wait, was that? No, that was Village. Wasn't it?
No, I'm sorry. 3 was Resistance. Yeah, Village.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That's right. I feel like they should release Reverse right around this time because you know, it takes less eyeballs off Reverse. There's not as much expectations or hype, and you kind of just hide it in this announcement, you know? Hey, look over here. Oh, yeah, Reverse. Okay.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what RE7 looks like on this.
Yeah.
From what I remember, 7's probably the most rough graphically. It still looks good, but it was...
Yeah, I feel like because they were trying to get the performance for VR, that some of the, like, looking at stuff up close, the textures really suffered. Mm-hmm. And there are other things that, like, there are just times when I look at that game, it's like, what's happening here?
Yeah, I remember the HDR being, like, not the best also in, like, Remake 2. I remember kind of just,
Oh,
like,
interesting.
Yeah, I would put it on, like, maybe my TV or something, but, it, like, you would do it and your screen gets, like, really, like, kind of bright, where it just doesn't look super... Correct. It doesn't happen to me with every game, but I remember Remake 2 kind of the HDR being a little wonky. But this is the feel good announcement of the year for me so far. I
really
can't
nice.
believe this news.
All 3 too. That's great.
Yeah. Still holding out hope for a classics collection one day. One of these days, they're going to let us play those games easier than setting up a PS1 or a PS3 PS Classic collection.
Like, no offense to, like, Darkstalkers and stuff, but we're getting a Darkstalkers collection before Resident Evil. Like, they do a million Resident Evil things.
Could really go for that. But, I mean, this is the best. Because these games look so good already.
Yeah.
So keeping them looking that good, like giving them a little facelift, you know, because it's not super old.
Right. I'm curious.
But just keeping them
with like Resident Evil 2 especially, like what the ray tracing is going to look like, you know?
Blood.
They did put out a couple
of 3 with it in the when she's in Nest and you
Yeah.
can see shit reflecting on the walls. It looked awesome.
Yeah, I saw there were like 3. They did like a screenshot for each game, but I seriously, like without a side by side.
Yeah,
like,
it's gonna be hard to
this
tell.
looks like
You gotta
Resident
see
Evil
it in
7. I don't
motion.
know.
Yeah, I wonder like how high the frame, if they'll do like 128 or 120 frames mode and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because like DMC5 does that special edition. Or
Yeah.
whatever. And Uncharted did that 5 or 4. Sorry, the PS5 version.
And honestly, the reason I think that like new content, not something dramatic like the Clock Tower, but like new content a little bit, because they've kind of done that. Remember, they retroactively added Jill's note into 2. It's just a note.
Right.
It's small, but like, didn't they update one of the demos too? Like I feel like Dummy Finger demo.
Oh yeah.
And like
did a
even
lot of
the
small stuff.
Maybe the RPD demo got updated.
I mean, there could be.
Correct me on that, but maybe.
I wouldn't be surprised if they put like Leon's jacket.
Yeah, like a 4 tie-in
on his chair, and
honestly, Brad,
something like that.
Oh, I could
some
see that,
cheeky
like,
nod.
a lot more like costumes and weapons and things
that'd be
thrown
great,
in there.
yeah.
Something small like that would be awesome. Again, not expecting it. Not going to be disappointed if that stuff doesn't make it in, because the graphical enhancements are a 10
just nice,
for free of charge. I mean, thank you, Capcom. Honestly, we don't deserve you. It's the best. That's the best. You know, you got Rockstar over here charging you 10 times for GTA. This is the 3rd time now.
I mean, you got Sony charging $10 for the PS5 version of their games.
Yeah.
Compared to the 4 version.
Yeah.
Right.
So, this is nice.
Too cool, Capcom. Company for the people.
If you got the money.
Money. Also this week, NVIDIA was hacked.
Oh, nice.
They're still
Great.
they're investigating.
Again?
Do they have my info?
They're investigating the repercussions. The group claims to have gotten inner workings of DLSS.
Oh my gosh.
And the little secret sauce there.
Whoa.
And then people have been going through some of the leaked documents and saying basically like there's evidence in there that points to what potentially could have been the Switch Pro that may have been canceled, maybe what's in the future for the Switch.
The Switch Pro, dude. Still eluding us. This is crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, what? You got to give me more than that.
I don't know all the
Damiani-
details. And it's like
Damiani
rumors
did-
and leaks.
okay.
And
Damiani and I were talking about it.
Damiani's hot
and
on it.
Okay.
It's basically, Huber, it's that there's some chip that's
the
like
chips.
the brain of the Switch or something.
Got it.
It's that code, like numerical whatever, like part number with a 2 behind it. So people are like, Switch 2!
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Sniffing this.
But it's from like years ago. It's from like 2019
Yeah.
or something. So
Gonna turn out it was just some like typo by somebody. or
that could be,
something,
or
like-
it could, like, as
Could
they
have
say,
been.
like with Nintendo, like they never stop iterating
Yeah,
on
they
hardware,
don't.
so NVIDIA gives them a chip, they play with it. That doesn't mean it's the new system necessarily, it's just, that's the next round of chips. Let's give it a try. So who knows?
Wild.
Sure more will develop in that story.
Yeah.
Dude, Switch Pro is like the Wii HD.
Yeah.
of this
It's like Breath of the
generation.
Wild 2. Their fates are linked.
I know.
They're both a
I know.
myth.
Huber, Yuzo Koshiro will be a guest composer for Mina the Hollower.
That's sick.
Yes.
Cool game with a cool composer.
Shovel Knight did a lot of that too. They had a lot of different
I'm not sure.
composer
who
did
was
this
on it,
song, composer did
but
that song.
I think so. Yeah.
Still got it. He's doing like Etrian Odyssey for a while there. Just
Still cranking them out.
Did he do Suikoden also?
I don't remember if he did Suikoden, but he did Streets of Rage. He did
just claim to
ActRaiser.
fame, yeah.
Lot-
Shenmue a little bit.
I'm
lot of
looking it
stuff.
up.
Yeah. Big deal.
Yeah. and did just a couple tracks on Streets of Rage 4 as a guest composer, and they're all bangers.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know if I would consider that a guest composer, but like he was.
There's like 30 tracks on there. He only did like 3 or 4.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, it's always nice to see his name attached.
He wasn't
to
the
him.
lead for sure.
Yeah, I guess there is a fine line there. Guest versus like not the lead composer, I guess. Sure, Bledger.
It seems like he did not do Suikoden.
Got it.
There is a free visual novel for Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yeah, unexpected.
Prelude. Get you
6
into
months
that.
prior, you're following Kike and his crew learning about. They promised that it would set up the events of the game. I saw the PS blog post on this. This came out of nowhere. The Shadow Drop, a gig to download. Haven't played it yet, but just a 6-month prologue earlier to Ghostwire sent it up. I'm so down for this. I love stuff like this when games do this. Cool tie-in.
Yeah,
haven't
like
played it.
with
Can't tell you if it's good or not.
The old Dead Rising prologue.
Case West and Case Zero Bloodworth. Yes. Yes.
They're doing secrets.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Gabe Newell went out and hand-delivered signed Steam Deck orders to people locally in Seattle.
I saw him on one of the things. He was talking to some guy about Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, what job do you play? And the guy's like, Dragoon. He's like, nice. I'm leveling up my white mage right now. And just hearing Gabe Newell say that's super funny to me.
My favorite part is when he like hands them in. He's like, I signed it. I hope that's okay.
Yeah. So awesome.
And then they kept in because they put out a trailer for this. They kept in cuts of like people that had no idea.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, why do you have a camera crew?
Yeah. They just don't
Publishers
know.
Clearinghouse or something.
Because I think they're probably like, in one case it was like somebody's like
Yeah.
roommate or spouse or something.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
That'd be kind of a double-edged sword because it's like, yo, Gabe Newell signing my Steam Deck. This is freaking awesome. But like, now I don't want to open that Steam Deck.
Yeah, now
I
you want to
like
screw it up, yeah.
Now I don't have. Now I need to like somehow get another Steam.
Sell it on eBay.
Yeah,
It
shit.
looked like he signed the soft case, so it's like a
Got it.
zippable thing. They're using the
Thought
picture I
ahead.
saw.
Sell that case almost.
Nice.
nice.
Also with that, Steam released Aperture Desk Job.
Oh, right.
Free short.
Yeah.
Supposedly show off Steam Deck features, but it's also, you can just play it on PC
Yeah, what was
as well.
the index thing they did at their...
Oh, yeah, I don't
I
remember
always
the
do
name of it,
those,
but yeah, they
There's
did
another
it.
like
They
in
did,
the
like, a
Portal
little
Universe thing. I
job
forgot it was
type
called.
of thing as well.
Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, so that's
Keeping that universe alive every way except the new game.
Aperture Hand Lab.
Oh, it's
that's
not
it. Nice.
Portal, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, when are we gonna cross those universes for real? Like, if the portal gun is not in, I've been saying this for 10 years.
Oh, in
'cause
Half-Life.
Yeah, if it's not in
Yeah,
Half-Life
it's
3,
gotta be.
If we don't get that the portal gun, gravity gun, co-op possibilities.
Yeah, that's how
that's
you
probably
do
why
it.
the game's not out yet.
Yeah. Gordon and Chell meet, dude. Then it becomes co-op. And you're like, what?
remember how we had those N64 games, all those problems with weird emulation
Yes.
issues? Fog wasn't
They
there.
did patch it.
They
Yeah,
patched
they
it.
did. Thank God.
So
Thank you.
It may not be 100% yet, but it's better.
It's better. That's great. The water
Fog-
temple looks better.
Fog
That
is fixed.
scene in the water temple looks much better.
There's a crash that was happening consistently in Paper Mario that's been fixed
Ooh,
as well.
okay,
So,
okay.
So
Yeah.
they're working on it.
Great. Good. They're
The
patching.
fog also applies to Mario Kart, Choco Mountain.
Right, of course.
So yeah, so cool stuff there.
That's good stuff, yeah.
And then GTA Trilogy got a big patch.
Yeah.
I don't know how much work is left to be done after that, but they've been putting in work.
Yeah, I cannot speak for this newest one, but when this game came out, I finished 3 in Vice City over like a month and a half, 2 months it took me. They patched it with the rain and all that, so like those early patches did help. So this one has taken the longest. It's been the longest gap between big patches.
So
So
the last one is December, right?
yeah, so I definitely am curious to see where the definitive
'cause, like,
edition
the frame
current
rate
is.
was not good, I
Yeah.
remember, and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
You're like playing the PS5 version, the frame rate's not good. You're like, what?
You would and then you would put on performance mode and it would like it'd be like these weird, you would go into a car and it would like all of a sudden fast forward, but then I'm like walking normally, but then it's just like this. Yeah, I was like, what? So yeah, I definitely want to give that a spin, but
Yeah,
I
you gotta
just don't
treat
know
those
when.
games better.
Yeah. So
And yeah, the last one we won't really get into, but Smash Brothers won't be at Evo this year.
Oh.
because
that's Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo's put out all those DLC, so they're done.
Yeah, they're like, nah, nope. Okay.
We don't really have any further explanation. We just know it's not there.
Yep. Just Nintendo doesn't want that.
So I should know this. I'm sorry, but if a game doesn't want to be at EVO, they just say we don't want our game at EVO. It's that simple.
I
think
guess
so.
they have
Yeah.
to get rights or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
probably.
I don't know what
EVO has to like probably go to them and be like, "Hey, we want to feature your game."
Something like
and
that.
they
It
have to
seems.
agree.
I don't know why
Okay.
they have to, but
Yeah.
Do you wonder if it has anything to do with Sony owning EVO?
doubt
essentially?
it. But who knows?
That's a bummer, honestly. Like, your game is out. Everyone's bought it. Everyone's played it. We're still playing it. Like,
people are
let
still
us
buying it.
Smash is
Yeah.
so huge.
just let the
at
kids
these
play.
things.
Let
Yeah.
the kids play. There's no reason not to. I don't like that. I don't like it at all, Blood.
Yeah.
I'm not even invested in EVO. I don't even watch EVO. But
Let the kids play.
Let the kids play. It
Yeah,
doesn't
have
you
a
would
good
think
time.
it like
Yeah.
if there's a big fighting tournament, and if there's enough interest to have it there,
Yeah.
then have it there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's play a game.
Ooh. Was a Jet Set Radio character.
Yeah.
From Feed Crouch. Hi, allies. I propose a game to you. Would you rather? An evil scientist goes back in time and erases some of the best games of all time.
Ooh.
You can choose to have some, but you're messing with the timeline. Will have unintended consequences. You must choose among the pairs for which altered game to save.
It's a little similar to Kill Your Babies there, Fred.
It
Kill
very
your
much
babies, but a way cooler premise. Time
But
time heist.
This is the premise of... Oh.
time travel.
Yeah, we are erasing
Oh,
the franchise
yeah.
from history and Kill Your Babies.
But
This is
like, I
actually a
don't
little
want to
bit more
kill a
specific
baby.
than
I
Kill Your
want to
Babies,
go back
though.
in time and like alter the timeline.
How do you think you kill a baby, Huber? Also, out of context, this sounds weird.
Yeah, this is weird.
Context is key.
All right, so first one.
John Connor, bro.
Ocarina of Time without Z targeting,
Oh.
or Mario 64 with only the first 10 levels.
All right. This is more specific.
Without
I
Z-targeting?
rescind my complaint.
I feel like I could play Zelda Ocarina of Time without Z targeting easier.
Yeah.
Cutting out those Mario 64 levels?
I know. That's
Damn.
not right.
They said the first 10
only.
Mario 64 levels?
Only the first 10 levels. That's
Survive.
quite a bit.
That's a lot,
though.
but damn, blood.
I don't know. I think I would
cut
go with
nothing.
I think I would go with Mario 64.
Yo,
to
I
save.
could beat Ocarina of Time without lock on. It could be done.
It would feel bad though.
Of course it would.
It would feel
feels
real
good.
bad. That's the thing. It's like at least Mario. It's like it's got all of its functionality.
Yeah, but it feel bad still.
Yeah,
You don't want to cut
less.
nothing from that game. That game's a
Yeah.
masterpiece.
I'll cut Z targeting. I'll cut it.
Same.
Wow.
I'm not cutting anything in Mario.
But now can you
Not cutting a single
Can you now
tree.
not lock on in any game? Is then someone else going to come up with lock on or not? That's the question.
Someone else would
Someone
invent
else would
it.
come
Yeah.
Someone
Yeah.
else. Miyamoto is not the only person that came
Yeah.
up with that.
Someone would have figured it out.
Okay, well, you take Metal Gear Solid with insta failure and stealth sections.
Oh, okay.
Or FF7 without Sephiroth.
Oh, what?
Whoa,
This is Sephiroth?
this is mean.
Wow.
See those instant fails.
I mean, there's a setting that you could set it to do that. So,
Instant fail is like the RP way to play too. Snake's not getting noticed.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kidding
I
me?
think Sephiroth's so crucial to Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
He's such an important part of that game.
Yeah. Critical element.
I would take the Metal Gear thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
me
think
too.
so too. I don't know.
So-
Like it'd probably be too big of a pain in the butt to play.
It'd be a pain in the
But,
butt to
yeah.
play for sure, but just FF7 without Sephiroth is weird to me.
All right, we'll try to
Escaping
not get
the
into the.
guards on alert is so fun too. And
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, that's the
That's
thing. It's like
true.
Yeah.
the panic mode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that would be a very different game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
What a vibe that game. Good lord. Shout out.
Yeah, dude.
We'll avoid the spoilers, but just so you know, there's spoilers in this if we went too detailed. But Kingdom Hearts without Donald and Goofy,
Okay.
or Knights of the Old Republic without the famous twist.
Oh. Without the twist. Yeah, it's a really good twist.
I'm never gonna mess.
I'm not messing with Donald.
I'm
Goofy,
not messing
sorry.
that bond.
That's just me.
That's one of my favorite bonds in gaming. It's one of my favorite bonds in life. Sora, Donald, and Goofy. Sora and anyone. You can't touch it. I refuse. I already forgot what the other one was. But
the other one was the
twist.
KOTOR twist.
The KOTOR twist. Yep. Sorry, KOTOR.
I think KOTOR will be okay.
Yeah.
I think it would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like that's just a moment in KOTOR.
Mm-hmm. All right. Resident Evil 4 that's only playable on Wii with motion controls.
Okay. People like that.
That's a good
The Wii version was cool.
That's a good
Or if
version.
Devil May Cry became a strategy RPG.
Dude.
The
Gotta
Devil
have-
May Cry one.
I would take the RE4 motion controls because I do think
Yeah.
that's still a good.
Still a
good
great way to
feeling
play
The
that
Wii
game.
version was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great.
Great way to play.
Dude, headshots in that version are so
They're
good.
yeah.
This one's weird. BioShock with no Andrew Ryan, nor lore for Rapture.
Okay.
Or Mass Effect with no choices, but a story that follows the neutral options.
So wait, Rapture
I
has
never
no
played three.
lore at all?
Yeah, you're just in an underwater city and it is not explained.
That's like Dark Souls or something.
But
Dark Souls is deep with
there's
lore. You
lore.
take that back.
No, I mean, you would have to fill it in yourself. It sounds like
No, there's just no lore.
there's just nothing.
There's
else.
no
nothing.
story.
I don't
to
even
it.
know how that
Nothing
would.
Yeah, with no Andrew Ryan either. I don't know. Like, it would just be like a shooter.
What was the other one?
Like, but
Mass Effect without choices.
even if there's no lore, though,
Oh.
you're still gonna like make your own shit up in your head. You're in an underwater base. Like that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I would take the
Sure.
BioShock one.
I haven't played Mass Effect 3, so I don't know.
I might go with Mass Effect.
This is Mass Effect. All Mass Effects?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you.
Well, I
and
guess it may be the
can't
first one, but-
Choose.
You can't choose. It's linear.
That's hard.
That takes away romancing.
Yeah, I'm getting rid of. I'm confused again.
See ya, Andrew Ryan.
I
want-
think you could make a good Mass Effect story, though, still.
Yeah.
I want my Mass Effect choices.
People do have a canon timeline that they basically try to stick to anyway.
The story of
That's
Rapture
true.
is pretty much the entire story of BioShock.
Yeah, the narrative's super important to BioShock. but-
I'm not messing with Mass Effect.
I don't know how you would do it with BioShock, but yeah. Red Dead Redemption without Mexico, or GTA 5 without Trevor and Michael.
No Mexico.
Mexico is my least favorite part of that game.
Yeah, mine
so
too.
we can cut it.
Yeah.
And I won't
And
even
no
think,
Trevor or Michael.
I won't even think twice about it.
Man, they're super important.
God of War 2018 without the Leviathan axe, or Spider-Man 2018 without the realistic web physics.
Oh boy.
Realistic web physics.
Humor.
This is not okay.
Okay, listen here.
This is not okay.
I'm gonna give up the realistic web physics for the Leviathan axe. I love the Leviathan axe. It's so damn fun to use. Like, it overtook the Blades of Chaos for me.
Same. I like him more than the Blades of Chaos.
One of the best game feel weapons
Yeah.
maybe ever.
Maybe
Yeah.
you could still make the swing kind of fun
Also,
if it's not realistic, I guess.
It's so tough because they're two of the best feelings in video games
Yeah.
for me. You
Yeah,
know,
they are really good.
Zippin' and Leviathan and
Zipping and cutting.
yeah. But
Chopping.
I think the tiebreaker here is that God of War to me is a perfect game, so I'm not messing with that. So I'll get rid of the zipping a little bit there.
I might
Sorry,
get
Spider-Man.
rid of the Leviathan axe just because, as you're saying, there's other ways to fight in that game that feel just as good.
They do feel good.
So-
Punching
Yeah.
things feels really good.
It does with the Leviathan axe.
So you could put
Sings.
Charge
you could even
R2.
put another weapon in there, another like classic God of War weapon in there. You know.
Yeah.
The spear. Yeah, and the shield.
Yeah. Can't wait to see those
This
Ragnarok
is
weapons.
rough. I don't know how we're gonna. This is ridiculous. Elden Ring as a linear game, or Breath of the Wild as a linear game.
That's a tough. That's really tough.
Jeez.
I haven't gotten into Elden Ring yet, so I'm just gonna
I mean,
have to
I
leave
guess-
this to you.
If Elden Ring was just like all the places in a row,
Yeah.
it would still be sick as hell.
Yeah.
You'd lose out on lots, obviously, like a crazy amount, but
I just don't know how Breath of the Wild would work in a linear manner.
Yeah.
Like,
I
how
don't even know
linear
what
are
that
we
would
talking?
just. I don't even know what that game would be.
I'm not gonna
Yeah,
say
I
one.
don't know what it'd be.
I'm not gonna say exploring one is better than the other. I'm not done with Elden Ring, but there's something about like being in the wilds in Breath of the Wild. The whole point of it is to be out in the open.
Right.
You know, Elden Ring, I feel like your objective is to like take some enemies out. I know that's obviously the point of Breath of the Wild, but it still feels like just being in the wild, the wilderness.
Shield surfing.
Yeah. So maybe I'd have Elden Ring be linear.
I guess I'd be more confident in them making Elden Ring linear compared to Zelda. Like Breath of the Wild linear, like what? What does that mean? Like what? The shrines? Like what?
Right.
Like, I don't understand what you would do.
There aren't dungeons.
I don't understand.
That's a tough one.
Nice. And that was the last one. So it is time for Love and Respect. Love and respect. All right, serious one real quick from Zach Wojnar. Hey, allies. I want to write you with great sadness in my heart. My brother, fellow patron Jason the Woj Wojnar, lives in Kyiv, Ukraine, which is currently under attack by Russian aggressors who launched an unprovoked invasion of the peaceful country. As of this writing, on Tuesday, March 1st, Jason spends most of his time in an underground shelter with several other residents of the city. We were supposed to start playing Elden Ring together this week because he's a Souls expert and I'm a total novice. But now we don't know when that is going to happen. I know this is a video game channel and I come here to escape the daily stresses of life, but these are extraordinary times. It would mean a lot to me, the Woj, and to the Woj, if you could shout out Ukraine in a message of support and signal my plea to the EZA community to donate. And then I didn't put the specific places that Zach wanted to donate to. But because I just feel awkward about that without like knowing exactly. But definitely, if you want to reach out to Zach and find out about that stuff, or if you want to give to some other places to give relief and support to the people of Ukraine and everyone just suffering under this craziness. I've definitely been thinking about these guys, since all of this started. And then the Stalker 2 team said we've got to stop working on the game and just try to survive. And there's a lot of other people there.
It's not real. It just feels so crazy. I don't understand.
Yeah. So all our love,
thoughts and love is with you, Woj. 100%.
From Lunar, Yo allies, do you ever experience cravings for games you love, but with other games mechanics / vibes? Beyond just, I wish Castlevania were a JRPG. I mean specifics. For example, I fully believe a new Star Tropics would benefit entirely from lifting the engine assets and open world vibes from Breath of the Wild.
Sure.
So like a specific game that's like, if they've got to make this. When are they going to do it?
I need a Resident Evil beat 'em up. Does that count?
That's cool.
I need it. Some people on Twitter, I'm sorry I don't know the name, but someone was doing cool concept art for Resident Evil beat 'em up, and it just looks gorgeous. 10 out of 10 vibe.
I really wanted I just wanted an Arc System Works Final Fantasy fighter. Quit the Dissidia, just have Arc System Works make you a Final Fantasy fighter. Yeah, that's what I would want.
Yeah, that's cool.
From that'd be so sick. Yeah. Shit. It'd be really good.
Any ideas, Isla? I'm trying to think of one. I know I've had these before.
I missed the question.
Oh, so it's specific,
Oh, yeah, okay.
Mechanics and vibes from another type of game in a franchise.
Just thinking about the Woj.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was kind of just thinking about Ukraine.
Yeah, sorry. It's hard to know when to throw that in there.
I got one more then.
It's good. It's good to bring up.
One more then. Zelda in Super Mario RPG manner. Looking like Super Mario RPG also, that visual style and turn-based.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get Ganon on your team also, you have Bowser. Whew.
I think that any successful game mashed with another type of successful game, put anything as tactics, but you have a competent team,
Metal Slug Tactics.
Right, exactly. If you have someone who knows tactics well, like the Three Houses people or Triangle Strategy people, put Castlevania Tactics, put whatever tactics. Yeah.
Just 2 weeks ago, this series is always struggling to survive. It's always on life support. If we cannot get the funding for Shenmue 4,
Shenmue when he said life support.
If we cannot get a AAA $100 million budget that series needs, but it's probably never going to get again, we make it like Sifu.
Yeah.
focus on the combat. Combat was severely lacking in 3. Combat's a huge, martial arts is a huge foundation of the entire series. And you do something smaller scale, like you
linear?
can make Sifu, but have somehow still have some open world hub areas. Obviously not as sprawling, but
Would you want it just more like Yakuza then?
no, because Yakuza and Shenmue kind of like are similar to me in
But
terms,
Yakuza has better combat.
Yeah, but that would still be so high budget. Like,
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Okay.
way scaled back.
Okay.
Like, Sifu seems smaller. Not saying that game's low budget by any means, but it seems like a smaller scale
Got it.
game. So, again.
Actually, you guys bringing that up, I think have Yakuza do some kind of like Deus Ex Mankind Divided kind of
Immersive
structure.
Sim Yakuza?
Yeah.
Whoa. Like, your mission is to infiltrate Millennium Tower somehow, but it's like, immersive sim that shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
What if it's just like cyberpunk Yakuza, like futuristic?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't know necessarily about cyberpunk, but just like having stealth abilities
Immersive sim.
and like
Yakuza.
lots of different entrance and exit points
Yeah,
to different
that'd be
places
crazy.
and
A lot of back alleys.
Hubie, what about like
conversation trees.
Yeah.
what about like a game where you run a cafe, right? And it's like super cute, but like as it's going on, things seem weirder and weirder, and you're like, what's going on, And then you realize partway through you have to like go out for supplies or whatever, and it's real foggy. And then like things get real weird, and it turns out that you have a cafe in Silent Hill. So the game alternates between actual like cafe sim, like running your business tycoon style, and then like going out into the town to go get sugar or whatever without dying.
Seriously, Isla, when is this stuff gonna happen? When
We gotta do it.
The consumers nowadays are too smart and too plugged in. So I was thinking of like random example, Walking Dead announced a spinoff coming or whatever, so we know that in the final season, these characters are safe
Oh, sure.
because they're gonna be in a spinoff.
Yeah.
When are we gonna start lying to the consumers? Like, spinoff's coming, they're gonna be in it. Oh, psych, we lied, we killed that person, we gotcha. I just feel like we're so tapped
Or
in.
they're like a ghost or something.
Yeah, or like if we're gonna release a game like this in Silent Hill, we're not gonna tell anyone until it happens.
Yeah, that
Like,
would
we
be
need to get to that point.
that would be essential. That like
Yeah.
it's marketed as just
Yes.
like a cafe sim game, like Frog Fraction style.
Yep.
And then like partway through you have to go get supplies, and you're like, why is everything weird?
Yeah,
It's like
it'd be
Doki Doki.
so
or
sick.
The only thing that's like a financial risk though. That's the only thing.
Oh yeah, it would crash and burn until
Yeah.
word of mouth got it. Yeah.
True.
The comics and the story mode always made it seem like F-Zero could have some cool stuff.
Yes.
If they made like an action adventure game.
just make anything F-Zero, for God's sakes, at this point.
From the champ, hey allies, quick question. Does anyone actually read all the data files / notes that are lying around in games?
Yes.
I'm playing Horizon, and every
Depends on the
notepad
game.
I come across, I just ignore. I listen to audio files, but for the actual reading, nah.
It depends on the game and how much there are.
Like, it's such a pain in the ass, especially when there's a lot and you're in the middle of something, you're in the middle of a dungeon, you just want to get through that dungeon, but it's like things are popping up. But with Outriders and now Horizon Forbidden West, two games that don't have the best, like, they don't excite me big time for the universe, the world, but I find myself, both of those examples, I find myself getting so invested in those documents, and they really paint the picture of the world like so much more sometimes than the main narrative. They're giving you so much backstory, so much depth. And like with Forbidden West specifically, learning about Zero Dawn, learning about Pharaoh, learning about like all that stuff that is not even like you can play through that entire game and learn none of that, and it's like integral to what happened in this world. There's got to be a better balance, though,
Right.
of giving that info.
That's
like
what-
scaling back, like Control has a shitload of that too, but there's just too many.
That's what I'm
Forbidden West
saying.
just has
Yeah,
too
yeah.
many.
There's too many, and they're too long.
Yeah.
Often.
Yeah.
When they don't need to be.
But Forbidden West, I've learned so many things going into these places and reading all those that have added so so much to my playthrough of thinking about like history 1,000 years before and just like it's painting this whole broader
they
picture.
They need to find a way where your game doesn't grind to a halt for 5 minutes.
You need to have that balance.
Yeah.
Right? Like Resident Evil has really
great notes, really quick,
impactful.
Boom, boom, boom.
Whereas, you pick up a book in Skyrim or something and you're like, you need to flip and flip and flip and flip and flip. They're like, I'm not reading this thing, man. Come on.
Like Witcher, it'll give you like the history of the Witchers and it's like 10 pages or some shit.
Like, it's cool if you want to dig into that, but...
The Witcher is actually an interesting example because, like, some of that stuff, like, actually is kind of useful, even though it is long.
Yeah.
But... It's in a lot of ways it's there sort of to explain the things that otherwise, like you would pick up from reading the books or something. It's like, oh, okay, now I understand more about this world. Whereas if you've read the books, maybe you don't need to know all that. You don't need to know the history of this thing or that thing.
Like, that's why I'm there 9 out of 10 times, is to learn about the world and characters. So, of course, I'm going to read it all.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say it depends on the game for me. I think more... often than not, I do.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of times where I'll come into a game and it's like, none of this stuff is interesting, so I'm done. Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say actually with Horizon and Outriders is like, it's not interesting until it was. You know what I mean? I kept reading it. And like Outriders specifically, it was like, yo, I'm into this all of a sudden. Forbidden West, same kind of thing where like you'll find a couple notes and then they'll all tie together and it'll be like, oh, so it's like
you gotta get over that hill.
Yeah,
sometimes.
you get it's like a bear. It really is. It's like it's not fun until there's a payoff with it. It's like, dude, you're slowing the game down, grinding it, but it's tricky. Resident Evil, best call. Great call, bud. It's the best.
From Rahul Masal. Hi, allies. After I saw how much fun my friends were having with Elden Ring, I decided to try out the game at their place for 20 minutes. I then bought it and have been having a great time since. However, I don't think I would have bought the game if I hadn't gotten the chance to try it out first. I was scared of spending $60 and then realizing the difficulty was too much for me. Do you think more games, and particularly very hard games, should have some type of demo so people can confidently assess if the product is for them?
I think like Steam does you get like a couple hours playing the game, then you can refund it.
That's a different thing because you got to pay for it.
I'm just saying though,
sure.
Even that along those lines, like you could, if you were curious about it, you could feel more comfortable buying the game and knowing that you could return in a few hours if it bothers you.
Right.
I mean, more
Steam
game demos.
Been good about that. Yeah.
More game demos, in my opinion, is great just to give a taste of the game. I think it's awesome, but.
I feel like Nintendo's been crushing it with demos and like carrying it over
Kirby
progress.
demo just came out. I haven't played.
Yeah.
But Triangle Strategy, I saw Ben is playing that.
Super cool.
And it's super long. Actually, I think all of that team's games, like the Octopath and all that, they had really
they did,
long demos.
I think Bravely Default 2 had something like that also. It's usually like the beginning of the game.
Yeah, I love this idea. 10 out of 10. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I think that the question, the difficulty that they have sometimes is that, especially with something that's open world,
it's harder to gauge.
It's harder to gate that thing out.
Yes.
Because remember one of the Yakuza games a couple years ago, like they had a demo and then people were just accessing the full game. They somehow figured out how to unlock it.
Right.
That's what I was thinking about with Elden Ring. It's like, I don't know what a demo would be. Like it'd be the network test. I guess.
Time trial.
It could be the network
test. Right. But that's how like some of these like Triangle Strategy and stuff is. It's like it's not really a demo. It's just like you get a certain amount of hours and then it's like, okay, you've got to buy the full game to go further.
Yeah, I guess it would have to be time based because Elden Ring.
Yeah, like Resident Evil
go wherever you want.
Did like those 30. They always do those like 30-minute demos or whatever.
Yeah, Village was like an actual demo.
Yeah,
like
Damiani
it was very different than a real
game.
game.
Yeah, but RE2 did something, I think. It was just like 30 minutes. Yeah, one-shot demo. Yeah,
one shot.
It's like something, I guess, to give you a gauge. A From Software game would be harder to gauge accurately, especially if it's open world, but I don't see why not.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's great. I think it's a beautiful idea. We've talked about, we will continue to talk about difficulty as the year goes on.
Yep. Yeah,
and
for sure.
I think this is
when God of War comes out. Yeah.
I think it's great.
Also, in lieu of demos, I just think that everybody needs better refund policies. We talked about this on Frame Trap, but like, if everybody had what Steam has, where it's like you can play for 2 hours or maybe 3 or 4, like depending on the length of the game.
It should be more of a sliding scale.
Yeah, I think it should change. It should change. Like, so if your game is 3 hours long, the demo's 20 minutes. If your game is 200 hours long, it's 4 hours.
It's time for bets. So next Thursday is the release date for Chocobo GP. So what we're going to do is we're going to start a split-screen series race, and the 2 players are intentionally going to come in last, letting all the AI overtake us.
So we know that one of those can't be you, Blood, because you literally can't lose.
No, if we can just stay still, if it'll let us do that, that's what we'll do. If we have to go slow, we'll go slow. Out of the remaining 6 racers, where will Vivi place in the results? And then obviously no one playing is going to pick Vivi. So, Brad, what do you think?
Third
place. Huber.
Number 1.
First place. Isla.
Fourth.
And then I said second place.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. I get the high.
Yeah.
Yowzes.
confident in Vivi.
Yeah, very.
Last week's bet. Gran Turismo 7 launches March 4th. Has a used car dealership.
Sick.
Changes up every day. Maybe doesn't change as much as I thought it would. I was going through this every day, checking it out, and it's like, this seems like most of the cars of this.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's like dependent more on like user activity. The more people, when more people get in, if it'll change up more quickly. A lot of times, like the cars, like will go to like a limited stock and then it's sold out, which was a thing I had to ask everybody before this podcast.
Yeah.
Is like, if it's sold out, does it count? And people said it does not count if it's sold out. So basically, I said when I checked the shop, what was going to be the most expensive car? Damiani bet $550,000. Brad bet $550,000.
That's hilarious.
Isla bet $600,000. And I bet $397,682. The most expensive car that was in there when I checked before the podcast is a 1992 Honda NSX Type R.
It's like 148,000.
398,200. So I win
Holy
just
shit.
barely
You were
barely
like
under
800
that.
off.
Wow. Wow.
I call shenanigans.
I have the clip. We can put the clip right in there. You can look
We
at
had
it.
the choice. We made the choice. Do you know what the sold out one was? The most
The
Yeah.
sold out, that's the same car that was last week.
Oh, okay.
It stayed there for the. I was looking at like, when are you gonna get out
So
of
we
here, you
should've
stupid
said-
car?
So we should have said no. The sold out cars
Yeah.
count.
But that's why I said you guys had to make the choice
We had to-
blind.
Without
since-
knowing,
since
yeah.
you were
chose
looking-
poorly.
Yo,
We chose wrong.
What year?
Yeah.
What's that?
What year?
92.
92 for the NSX.
Dude. Sick.
It was an inside
my
job,
God.
Hubert.
I need to play Gran Turismo tonight.
So that brings the scores to Massive Chubs 3, Splish. Melodorous Sea Lions 3. Let me tell you about patreon.com/easyallies. Patreon is how this company functions. It's how we operate. We are viewer supported. So rather than charging you at the door, you can go over to Patreon and pay for what you think everything that we do is worth for you every month. And then it also allows other people to watch for free without having to pay if they cannot afford to. So we have some perks all across the board. The two that really line up for the podcast is we have the patron version of the podcast, which doesn't have any ads, and it has 2 extra love and respect questions every week. And then at the $5 tier, you get early access to that podcast. So you get to watch on Friday instead of Sunday. And then you also get to submit to Love and Respect and to the games. And then at the very top of our tiers, we have our shout-out tier. And those folks help us out. They get shouted out in all of our different podcasts. And this month's shout-outs are Caleb, Togi Crawford, Elthanis, Greg the Dark Knight Kettering, Nick, Raymond Wheeler III, and That One Dude. Shout out.
Out.
Look at the faith Bloodworth has in us every single time.
Well, he knows.
You know?
We've been doing it for a while now.
I feel like every time, the previous host was always like, "Yo, all right, you're next," and then yeah, Bloodworth right into it.
Bloater has more confidence in us.
Thanks, bud.
So I won. I won the bet, so I get to promote.
Inside job, dude.
Easy Allies
Just
video
like Huber's parents stealing his car, dude.
Yeah, the fix is in.
The fix is in, dude. Inside job, dude.
Sketchy.
I get the final word on anything I disagreed with, or et cetera, et cetera. And then I get to sign off with my trademark sign off. Final word, just, more love to Jones and Troop and Milo. Hope everything is going okay over there and that Milo continues to get better. For the video, I'll do the Gran Turismo 7 thing I did with Brad. It was cool to talk to Brad about that game, get him up to speed. Still working on the review itself when I get time to play that game, play video games in general. But that'll be out there. But for now, watch that video. And we will see you before the next Blood Moon Rises.
I want to feed it. Yeah. I want to drop things down its gullet.